Hello there, welcome to this session. My name is Vinicius, I'll be with you for the next few minutes. Today we're going to talk a little bit about insight-led engagement and a few very nice results that we've been achieving here at Empiricus by using MoEngage tools. We'll cover a basic agenda here just to give you an overview. I'll give you some introduction on myself and what we do here at Empiricus and how we've been using MoEngage. Basically what the challenges are for us, what the main topics we've been covering by trying to engage and retain users, a little bit about the solution that we developed with a lot of testing, and I'll give you that in detail. And basically there is the strategy of testing and how we achieved nice results for you to know a little bit about what we've been doing and how basically MoEngage has helped us a lot to enhance the user experience and how we drive users through the conversion funnel and basically engaging them all the time. And to finalize, I'll just give you a hint on best practices on this kind of tests and a few takeaways that we've been learning a lot for the past few months and years. So before we start, I just want to introduce myself just so you know me. My name is Vinicius. I'm head of mobile at Empiricus. We are a very big company in Brazil dedicated to financial education and information to provide users with great recommendations on what to buy in the market so that they can be very good investors. I've been at Empiricus for about 4 years. I've been doing a lot of different stuff here. I began my career here as basically incubating a startup that I created for financial education, and then I went to the content side of things to work at market research with crypto assets. And later on, I joined the IT team. And now I've been working for almost 3 years with the app at Empiricus. We've been developing a lot of stuff here to give our users a very nice experience when they're on the mobile phones. So this is why we're basically connected to MoEngage and all these great experience. So just for you to know a little bit about Empiricus and what we do, we are the biggest financial publisher in Brazil, the independent financial publisher. We're 11 years old. We've been doing this for a long time now, if you compare to the Brazilian story on the stock market. Brazil is different from other countries like the US or countries in Europe, which those countries have like a big population that already own stocks or have any kind of securities. Brazil has a big story on that, but still just few people, if you give like the proportions, just very few people compared to the population have stocks. So our struggle for the past years have been to educate people and to show them that anyone can do that. So we've been growing a lot with that. We know a lot about digital marketing and how to approach the people to create awareness around this topic. But we have always to like keep doing and keep presenting people with new ideas. So our like kind of slogan is ideas that transform lives. We basically truly believe that having a great team from researchers, they can have very nice ideas about investments and then they can present users so that they can literally transform their lives by investing and becoming more rich. And we are focused basically on retail investors, like the average person on the market. And we truly believe also that anyone can have like the same returns or better returns as a professional. And this is what we call the 3.0 finance industry in Brazil, like always digital, like 100% digital with great experience and showing people how they can actually make money. And how we do that, we basically use technology. We use our app as a main tool for us to reach users, to give them a great experience. And this is one of the things that helped us for the past few years to reach this mark of 400,000 paid subscribers and millions of daily free users. And we actually want to give a big jump in the market. And that's where we're working for, to reach more and more users in Brazil. So just jumping on the topic itself, we've had a lot of challenges. We always have to basically create awareness on users, because if you imagine, like, finance education is a very tough topic, and like to be true, selling investment recommendations, this is not like something essential that you wake up one day and say, oh, wow, I should buy some investment report. So you have to create awareness, you have to go out in the market and tell people that this is interesting actually and can bring them benefits. So this is the first challenge. And once people get to know you, you have to greatly onboard them to get them to know your work, what you do, and keep them engaged. They have to download your app, like your content, and keep there and be in that engagement loop so that they don't churn, basically. So we have a basic conversion funnel that it's shown here for you to kind of get an overview. And we want to lead the user through this conversion funnel. So basically someone will download the app. We want them to be onboarded, like a very nice onboarding process. And then we present them with content. This is basically what we do. We sell content, video, audio, reports, so that they can learn about investments and they can do their own investments. And once they become engaged, we sell products. This is what we do. We sell subscriptions. So basically we want to do this loop of engaging and making sales, that basically so that people purchase our products, they become happier because they know the content is good and they keep engaged, and this loop is like kind of a virtuous cycle. So this is the main challenge. Of course, there's a lot of drop-off through the funnel. So keeping a very close eye on this is essential for us. So every day we kind of look at hypotheses of things that could be done better and things that we should be looking more closely into. So we want to have a strategy that is not only based on opinions. Of course, opinions are important, but it's basically based on data. So every day we're looking at data, we're looking at numbers to see what exactly is going on and how we can do better what we do. So we have this strategy of a data-driven approach to app development. So everything that we do is backed up on data. Of course, we have also opinions, as I mentioned, but we have to kind of prove that something should go through that path by using data. And we combine data with a constant feedback loop with our users. We not only look at data, this is important, but it's not the only one thing. We also are constantly getting feedback, like spoken feedback, written feedback from our users so that we know exactly how they're feeling, what they want. And we combine these two things to basically guide what we do every day on the app. So how we develop it, how we create campaigns, and so on. So we have kind of this framework, this 4-step framework, in which we look at a problem. We have lots of problems to solve. We have hypotheses. And then we kind of get some ideas on what we should be doing. So basically the one that I want to show you here is we had a onboarding funnel, and for us the problem, it seemed to be that this onboarding funnel was too narrow. It worked very nice to sell. So basically it was a very narrow funnel to lead the user up to the point where we tried to sell one of our subscriptions. That worked really well. But we thought that this wasn't working so good in terms of engagement. So we had an idea, and this became one experiment, to change the flow, to change a little bit and make it wider, so that people will get access to the content right away and know what we do. Once we did that, we went to the analysis, we went to look at results, basically to see how each metric changed based on what we did. And then on the last point, the last topic, what should we do next? So basically about the solution, we've been using a lot of tools from MoEngage. We combine all of them, we love it. And we started from UserPath. It's a very nice tool that you should definitely use, which basically is a combination of like a lot of funnels. So you basically have one funnel, which is very simple, but then you combine lots of them to see exactly how users are flowing through your app and know exactly what they're doing. And once we took a look at that, we saw that people, they kind of did exactly what we thought. They went through the conversion funnel, they bought, but still we had a lot of drop off on the engagement part. So we tried to test like two things. The baseline, which is shown here, was our basic narrow funnel. It's a chatbot that gives you some investment ideas and gives you like a detailed profile of yourself, and in the end tries to sell. And we thought about giving a variant, this open funnel, which presents the user with content. It's a direct access to everything that we do. It's kind of organic sales process, and basically we're focusing on engagement. And the cool thing in this particular experiment is that we thought first that if we went from a narrow funnel to an open funnel, we would obviously lose some of the purchasing power because it's not like so dedicated to selling. So this is what we thought before beginning the experiment. But we said, okay, this should be nice, even though we're losing sales. This should be good because there's a trade-off. We'll lose sales, but we'll enhance a lot the engagement. So this is what we tested. We split basically 30,000 users in two groups and tested like A/B testing these two variants to see exactly what will happen. And the results were very, very nice. These are the numbers. So we ran this A/B test with almost 30,000 Android users. And one of the things, like the coolest thing about that was we didn't lose any purchasing power. And this is the fourth metric here, in-app purchases. We thought that we would lose a lot because the funnel was much wider in the variant, but actually we increased by 4%, which is kind of nice. Like it's 0-0, but that's way better than losing purchasing power. And on the other hand, these other three metrics, they were like skyrocketing. We boost registrations, like user has to sign up to use deeper functionality on our app. So we boosted that by almost 50%. We doubled the engagement with our content, and we enhanced the number of sessions in 20%. This is awesome for us. So just to give you kind of a hint on what helped us by using MoEngage, there were three basic things here. The first one was to look at user paths. So basically what we wanted to see exactly how the users were flowing through the app. And then we combined that with some of the funnel analysis and behavior analysis to get an overview on data itself, like to get the raw data. And we use campaigns a lot. This is the third topic, because we not only change things in the app and let users like flow organically, we also promote some of the flow. So we use pushes, we use in-app, we use flows to kind of drive users to the places we think are the most interesting. So here, like to sum up everything, just a few best practices that you can apply to your own experiments or own app. The first thing always is to map each important point on the user journey and convert them into events. This is what we do. We have like hundreds of events on our app. And this is very important because you have to really know what people are doing. And the only way to measure it is to track each point, each touch point on your app. So get a list of everything that you think is important and translate them into events. The second thing is like you have to be daily and weekly checking. We have to constantly look at data and see what's happening because there's no use on just translating the important points on events and not looking at them. So you have to be constantly aware. And every time you look at it, you have to like come up with some ideas, some hypotheses, and you can get insight by that. And the last thing and the most important one is separate everything that you want to test. So basically, if you want to run an A/B test, test one thing at a time. So separate all the variables, everything that you can change. Don't try to test them all at once, because if you get to a result, good or bad, you won't know what exactly changed in the experience itself to drive that result. So in our case, we just changed the destination of the start button on the app, and that made a lot of impact. And we know what the basic thing that drove that result. So try to separate everything and do like one test for each variable. And as a final round here, just a few takeaways for you that I hope will help you in this process. The first thing is something that we take for ourselves as granted, like keep testing. Test every time. It's never the last one. It's not the first one. You have to test everything every day because you have always things to improve. And second, what I mentioned earlier, don't look solely to data. Consider a lot what users are saying, what customers are saying about your product, about the experience. Listen to them. Get feedback, like spoken feedback, written feedback, any kind of feedback to actually know what's happening and go deeper on this analysis. And the last thing, let data drive your development. Don't go only like by opinions. Oh, I think that should be the path to go. Okay, this helps, but you have to be backed up by data so that you know exactly how things are changing every time you make some development on your app. So these are the main things here about testing. I hope I could help you a little bit, just giving you our overview. This, as I mentioned, was only one of the tests that we ran. We ran lots of them every day. So I hope you also run lots of tests on your app and your company, and that can give you better results in the future. So this is it for today. I hope to see you again. Thank you very much.